Fox Sports.
We are the Fourth. We are South.
For 19 seasons, he was the face of the Atlanta Braves franchise. Larry Wayne Chipper Jones.
Swung on a high drive. Swing, high fly ball. Deep right field, bye-bye. Chipper Jones does it again. And the Braves have won it. He is amazing.
And tonight, Chipper gets his recognition among other Braves greats. A Braves legend and future Baseball Hall of Famer. All of Atlanta and all of Major League Baseball celebrates number 10 and his great career tonight. A gigantic crowd has gathered at Turner Field in Atlanta, Georgia tonight for another chapter of Atlanta Braves history. The Arizona Diamondbacks are in town, but the big story is that scene right there. Number 10, worn by Chipper Jones, has been retired here at Turner Field. Frank Wren and Terry McGurk unveiled Chipper's jersey. The fans down the left field line unveiled that placard on the facade of Turner Field. And Chipper Jones also threw out tonight's ceremonial first pitch. A great way to cap a very special day here in Atlanta, Georgia. Hi again, friends, along with Joe Simpson and fellow retired number Tom Glavine, number 47. I'm Chip Carey. Welcome to the ballpark. What a day today, huh, fellas?
It's been a great day. He entered the Hall of Fame tonight. Chipper had his number retired. Great response from the fans, and wonderful to see how the fans responded when he mentioned Martin Prado, welcoming him back with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, great day, obviously, for the city, for the organization. The fans get to pay tribute to Chipper. Great day for Chipper and his family, and I'll be interested to hear what he's up here later today, what his feelings really were when he saw that number 10 unveiled.
Well, we saw him grinning from ear to ear, and why wouldn't you? A very special day indeed as the Braves also play host to the first place Arizona Diamondbacks. A big weekend of baseball coming up in Atlanta. Julio Teheran faces former Brave Randall Delgado in the lid lifter. And we'll get you to our lineups and our first pitch from red-hot Atlanta, Georgia, right after this. is set for game one between the Braves and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Certainly a big day for Chipper Jones. But how about the gigantic ovation for that man, former Brave Martin Prado, in town for the first time as a member of the Diamondbacks.
Well, the fans loved him here, and they hated to see him go, so they certainly showed him their appreciation.
He's still got it working on the dances in the dugout, doesn't he?
And the Diamondbacks not dancing in the streets quite yet, but they have a very good ball club. They're 3.5 games up in the National League West at 42-36. Kirk Gibson has Gerardo Parra leading off his Toyota starting lineups. Aaron Hill's just back from the disabled list and is a big part of their offense down in the desert. Paul Goldschmidt making a strong bid for the All-Star team. He's their slugging first baseman. Miguel Montero's the catcher. Prado's batting fifth at third base with Jason Kubel in left. Cody Ross is in right field. Didi Gregorius, the shortstop, hits eighth, and Randall Delgado, the pitcher and former Brave, hits ninth.
And then we'll be facing right-hander Julio Teheran, 5-4 on the year with a 3.32 ERA. And we've talked a lot about him getting better as the season has gone on, and there's some pretty good proof of it. You see his first 3 starts, you see his next 3, and then you see starts 8 through 14, and progressively gotten better and better with each segment of that. So he's going in the right direction and really been pitching extremely well for the Braves of late.
He has indeed, Tom. His 4 keys to pitching success, though, has to do with early trouble. He had the bases loaded, nobody out in his last start against Milwaukee, and only gave up 1 run, but he got beat 2-0. So he'll try to avoid some early trouble tonight, and he's had great control. He's only walked 16 batters in 89 1/3 innings. I think that's been a real hallmark to his improvement that you just talked about. He has been spot on control-wise.
As we like to say when our friends from the desert come to the southeast, it's a wet heat. 87 degrees and 45% relative humidity. And the forecast for partly cloudy skies. Really, we got a break weather-wise. It was not a favorable forecast, we understood, but the wind is blowing out. And it is a warm night for baseball as Tehran just about ready to go tonight. Here's the Atlanta defense. The Braves with 48 errors, that's 6th in the National League. Upton, and Jason Hayward left to right in the outfield. Chris Johnson and Freddie Freeman are the cornerman, with Simmons and Ugla up the middle, and Brian McCann catching for Tehran. Here is the umpiring crew as assigned by Major League Baseball. Adrian Johnson will call balls and strikes. Brian O'Nora, Fielden Culbreth, and Bill Welke, the other 3 umps. And Gerardo Parra is ready to go for the Diamondbacks. And a first pitch strike, and we're underway.
Tehran ultimately pitched into the 7th inning in Milwaukee. 8 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts. The other run he allowed was a home run to Segura.
Slow roller to the right side off the heel of Freeman's glove, but Tehran a nice job to get to the bag in time. 1 out. Here's Aaron Hill. We did not see him when the Braves played the Diamondbacks earlier out at Chase Field in Phoenix. He was out with a broken left hand. That happened on April the 9th against the Pirates.
A good addition back to their lineup, though. Good offensive player. Tough out.
Not a lot of household names in this lineup, and mostly because they're on the West Coast and a lot of people in Atlanta don't see them much, but they're a scrappy team. A lot of guys that play hard and just grind out at bat after at bat.
Hill scrapped his way to a 26 homer, 85 RBI last year, fellas, and hit over 300 in Phoenix.
That's better than scrapping.
Right?
That's working.
Scrapping with some power.
Yeah.
One ball, 1 strike. He went around. Hill didn't like that call. Tehran will take it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The toe tap, got the foot down, but the hands went way out there. I think that's what cost him to Brian O'Nora the first base hump. One disappointing bit of news, though, for the Diamondbacks coming to town. They activated Eric Chavez, and it cost Eric Hinsky a spot on the roster. They've designated him for assignment, so we will not see him in this series. And for a lot of Atlanta fans, that's very disappointing.
Eric had 9 pinch hits for the Diamondbacks this year, was hitting 173. So we'll see if he catches on somewhere else. And that's off the plate, an even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Much was made, fellas, about the roster transformation that the Diamondbacks undertook. Of course, the big deal consummated with the Braves. Sent Justin Upton to Atlanta, Martin Prado and others to Arizona. And it was exactly what you were talking about that they were looking for. More of that scrappiness. 1 through 8 in their lineup. A line drive off the bat of Hill down the left field line. That's in for a hit. Over quickly is Upton. Hill chugging for second. And he's going to slide in safely with a 1-out double.
That is such a typical Aaron Hill at bat, too. Deep count. Got something he could finally handle, and in this case, turn on. Not a bad fastball, just up.
Yeah, it's up, tailed back over the plate a little bit. He's trying to go down and away with it, but like I said, up a little bit, and he doesn't miss too many of those.
So for a club that doesn't have a ton of power, that can't be said of the man in the batter's box. That's Paul Goldschmidt, their first baseman. And these are Ram Truck's power stats tonight.
What a year he's having. My goodness. First in the National League in RBIs, tied for 3rd in homers, top 5 in some other important key offensive categories. Put in perspective, he has 19 more RBIs than Freddie Freeman, who's having a good year. But you were talking about their team, Chip, and you're right. The way they've assembled their team now versus maybe the last couple of years or even 5 or 6 years before that, they're 12th in the league in homers, but they're 4th in the league in runs scored. They do it a different way.
In fact, you look at the overall runs scored category in the National League, Kirk Gibson's club has actually outscored the Braves, who have hit 31 more homers than Arizona this year. So you're right. We'll see which works all the way into October best. But both clubs having a great deal of success in very different ways offensively this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hill at second, 1 out. And Goldschmidt didn't get a high fastball. First strikeout for Tehran, 2 outs.
Yeah, Brian, I was wondering if Brian had the high target. He did.
He did. We talk about that elevated fastball all the time. And, you know, against power hitters, they're very susceptible up there. But as we talk about, you better get it up there. And Julio certainly got that one up there and wasn't able to get to it.
Miguel Montero's the Diamondbacks catcher. And he rips one down the right field line, foul.
We saw the Diamondbacks in mid-May. Montero had gotten off to a horrible start. He was hitting under 200. He's hitting 226 now, so that may not sound like much, but as many at-bats as he has, that's a vast improvement over his early problems.
And Teheran ahead of him quickly. No balls, 2 strikes. This guy's a real Iron Man. He's led the major leagues in innings and RBIs behind the plate in the last 2 years. But not this time. Aaron Hill doubles with 1 out. Teheran strikes out the 3 and 4 hitters for the Diamondbacks. Arizona fails to score. Randall Delgado goes to work in the bottom of our first inning. Getting a couple of strikeouts for Julio Teheran. His night's off to a good start. And let's see if the Braves can continue their great play here at home, where they're 25-11 at Turner Field. Andrelton Simmons leads off on our Toyota starting lineups. Jason Hayward hits second. Then it's Justin Upton, Freddie Freeman, and Brian McCann behind the plate. Dan Ugglas at second. B.J. Upton's in center. Chris Johnson eighth. Teheran ninth. And Randall Delgado, our former friend with the Braves, now pitching with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, former Brave Randall Delgado. You see his numbers this season. 3 games, 2 starts, 0-1 record with a 4.5 ERA. So he's getting an opportunity here in the rotation and looking to make the most of it. And I'm sure he would love to do some good things here against his former team and teammates.
Well, it's a wonderful thing, a wonderful matchup, because these two guys were head-to-head for the 5th spot in the rotation last spring. His pitching keys to success, long balls. He's been giving up a ton of them. And he gave up 2 in his last start. His changeup has improved vastly, I'm told, so we'll keep an eye on that. He's going to need it this evening.
Andrelton Simmons leads off for the Braves tonight. But Joe, I understand Andrelton was not the original man slotted in the number 1 spot tonight.
No, Jordan Schaefer was in the leadoff spot and going to play tonight, but that ball he fouled off his ankle in Kansas City Wednesday night is still a bad thing. It's really limited his mobility, and he just couldn't go tonight.
So Simmons, who is batting down in the batting order most of the road trip, in fact was hitting 9th in Kansas City with DH, leads off tonight and pops up a 1-1 pitch right to Martin Prado. He puts the squeeze on that. 1 up, 1 down in the Braves opening inning. Another reason why Arizona's in first place, fellas, they catch the ball. And you see our Home Depot tools from the dugout, just how good defensively they've been.
Yeah, that kid Gregorius, though, has really solidified their defense, and getting Aaron Hill back also helps. And we know about how good Martin Prado can pick it. The guy that surprised us out in Arizona was Goldschmidt. Now, athletic he is at first base for a big guy.
Hayward jumps on the first pitch and rifles that ball toward left. And that's off the face of the fence and into the seats for a ground rule double. Jason's having himself quite a month. That's his 10th double of the year.
He had a good road trip. It wasn't eye-popping average-wise, but he hit the ball hard, and he had that good game in Kansas City with a double and a homer. Just a good start for his homestand.
And you love seeing him drive the ball that way. That's just a great sign when you see him doing that.
Speaking of great signs, perhaps the Arizona Diamondbacks will be the tonic that gets Justin Upton hot again. He had a huge series against his former club in Phoenix. And a chance to add to his 36 RBI total in this first inning. And Justin, the subject of our Georgia lottery, hitting the jackpot.
Yeah, had that 1 4-hit game, including a homer. And it was a long homer. One of the things about Randall that seemed to stick with him when he was here, Tom, was one bad inning. Seemed like he'd always get into trouble one inning, and then before or after it, there was no problem.
Well, you know, you see that a lot, obviously, with young pitchers. But, I mean, look, every pitcher is going to go out there and have an inning where they have a chance to give up runs. So it's all about how you manage when you get in those situations, and that's the toughest thing for young pitchers to learn how to do, is slow the game down and get through those.
Here's what Randall did while with the Braves.
17 starts last year, went 4-9. You see a lot of walks in there too. Command part of the package with him, or lack of it. And I think also the long balls that he gave up and continues to give up, a large part of that is his fastball is very straight.
And his home park is not a place where you want to throw a lot of straight fastballs.
No, and he throws hard. I mean, he throws 94, 95, but it had a tendency to really stay flat and through the zone.
Well, you better, you know, we talk about it all the time, how you have to have a secondary pitch to complement your fastball. And like we've talked about, if they're eliminating his breaking stuff or his off-speed stuff, and then he's coming in there with a mistake straight fastball, that's a perfect scenario for a hitter.
And now the count is 3-2. Freddie Freeman's next. Hayward's doubled with one out. He stands at second. Up the middle, base hit. Here comes Hayward around third. The throw to the plate is way up the line, and Upton takes second. It's 1-0.
We've seen Gerardo Parra play center, left, right. Doesn't matter where he plays. He's got a great arm, a lot of assists, and he's always accurate. So for him to charge and airmail this, and not only be this far offline, but to allow Justin to go to second, that never happens, it seems like, when we see him.
Not only was that not a good throw, it was an ill-advised throw. I think he had zero chance of getting Jason at the plate, and then he compounded it with an errant throw, which allowed Justin to go to second, which, you know, again, for a young pitcher, much better off just conceding the run and keeping the double play in order.
Freddie Freeman with an RBI chance. And he looks low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Delgado was beaten by Cincinnati his last time out, 4-2. 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and 2 home runs.
And he had first inning trouble, too. He allowed 3 runs in the first, 1 more in the second, did Delgado. And already 1 allowed in the opening inning tonight. And I know you like to say, Tommy, get him out of the way. Well, let's get 5 or 6 out of the way.
Yeah,
I like that.
Absolutely.
Two balls and a strike. And Joe, we are seeing opposing clubs pitch this guy extremely carefully the last week or so.
Yeah, especially after that was it the Mets series? He was tearing it up. Everybody started pitching around him, and then Freddie, in an effort to still contribute, started expanding his zone a little bit. He did not have a good series in Milwaukee, but bounced back some in Kansas City.
Another walk. First and second for Brian McCann. And now Montero out to talk things over with Delgado.
That's, when you talk about Freddie, that's certainly a good scenario for Justin with Freddie swinging the bat as well as he is from an opposing pitching standpoint. You're constantly in a situation where you're going to pick your poison, and with Freddie swinging it as well as he is right now, you got to figure Justin's going to see a few more pitches to hit than he probably saw earlier in the year, and that could be the perfect scenario for him to get out of his funk a little bit and get things back where he was at the start of the year.
So Brian McCann, the batter. One of those 8 home runs for Mac, that grand slam up in Milwaukee. A 3-run shot would be sweet right here for the Braves, who lead 1-0.
You might see that happen more than once with Delgado. He likes to work fast, and sometimes at warp speed that doesn't do him a lot of good.
Ground ball toward first. Goldschmidt will take it to the bag himself. A productive out for McCann. Runners move up 90 feet. 2 men are out. Dan Uggla, the hitter.
Dan did a nice job as a representative of the present team to go out and speak on their behalf for Chipper's retirement, or excuse me, he's retiring his number.
So let's see what he can do with 2 outs. 28 RBIs for Dan. And he's got a 3-game hit streak.
Good first pitch right there by Delgado. You're always figuring in these situations the hitter's going to be a little bit more aggressive, looking for a fastball, and for a young pitcher, it's a nice pitch right there, starting him off with a good slider.
And another one, 0-2.
Here's where you wonder, is he going to go to a fastball in or a fastball up to get him off of his next slider, or is he going to triple up on his slider?
Wasted a fastball outside at 93. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Like he was trying to go in, I think.
Yeah, he missed way off on his location.
Overthrew it, so if he goes back to a slider and overthrows this one and hangs it a little bit.
Might throw it to the screen too. That's a good changeup. That was in a good spot. Just good patience on the part of Dan not to swing at it.
Yeah, those are those ones as as a pitcher, you're wondering, all right, did he take that because he saw it that well, or was he just fooled? You know, so now you're playing that cat and mouse game in your brain, thinking, all right, what do I got to do here?
Swing and a miss. And that retires the side. A run on 2 hits for Atlanta. 1-0 your score. We get set for the top of the second. Atlanta will welcome back Martin Prado. He'll lead off for Arizona when we come back. And base hit against his former team, the Diamondbacks. And now former Brave Martin Prado will get the announcement. He'll lead things off for Arizona against his former team, the Braves. He's got to work on the cap tipping thing, huh? That's great. Always good to see Martin Prado, who leads things off against Julio Teheran. Teheran struck out a couple of D-backs in his first inning of work tonight. But Prado's not the third baseman we're going to talk about tonight. It's always a treat to be joined by Braves Hall of Famer. How does that sound? Braves Hall of Famer Chipper Jones.
It's got a decent little ring to it, doesn't it? It's been just a great day, man. It's been awesome, and I've enjoyed seeing so many of my ex-teammates and guys that I've shared the field battle with. It's been awesome to share it with the family and everything. You did a good job today, by the way. Nice job.
Thank you.
Both good and bad. You know, like the good stuff, and then whatever that Junior Jones stuff was.
I didn't know you had a cousin.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. I knew you had something up your sleeve. I just didn't know what it was going to be.
2 quick strikes for Martin Prado, who's hitting .241 for the year. So, Chipper, take us through the day's events. We can talk about the lunch in second, I guess, but my favorite moment when we see these numbers retired is the look on the faces of the players whose numbers are forever put aside. What was that moment like for you today?
It was crazy. You know, I mean, I played, right alongside these guys, and I saw greatness. I saw what it was all about. I played behind it for many years. I played for Bobby Cox. It was just a tremendous honor, and like I said earlier, I really, the first time I walked in Fulton County Stadium, I looked at all those numbers, and I made it a goal of mine to try and get number 10 up there. And I didn't say it out loud, but deep down inside, it's what I always wanted. I thought I could make an impact at this level, and 20 some odd years later, it happened. So I'm extremely happy about it.
Well, you knew too that if that happened, if the number went up there, that means you did some good things, that you accomplished a lot of other goals along the way.
Well, I had a lot of good teachers. I had some really good mentors. You're never going to do it all by yourself, so you play with the likes of Maddox, Glavin, and Smoltz, and Terry Pendleton, guys who win MVPs and batting titles, and Cy Young after Cy Young, and a Hall of Fame manager that puts you in the right spot to help you be the most successful you possibly can. It's it makes my job a lot easier when they put you in a spot to succeed. And I know Tommy would be the first one to attest that Bobby Cox was certainly one of the best managers at putting guys in the right situation. I'm a rookie, and they puts me in the 3 spot ahead of Fred McGriff. Where am I going to see the most fastballs? I could hit a fastball. Where am I going to see the most fastballs? Hitting in front of Fred McGriff. Who are they going to come after? Are they going to come after me, or are they going to challenge Freddie? They're going to come after the rookie.
3 balls, 2 strikes for Prado. And it's popped up right behind the plate. Ryan McCann sheds the face mask, gets to the screen, and he'll have a play. Prado pops out, 1 away in the second. Really loved your classy mention of Martin Prado. Here's what took place before the game today, Chipper.
I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize some people over in the other dugout because they had a tremendous influence on my career. Martin Prado.
I love that guy. He's, I said today that Eddie Perez is my favorite teammate of all time, and I don't know, maybe I just got a thing for Venezuelans. I don't know. Martin, we just clicked, and like I said about my relationship with Don Baylor over in the other dugout, I told Martin Prado the day that he got traded, he called me up, and I said, Martin, I can tell you this. If I ever become a manager or a general manager, I'm coming to get you because that's a guy who helps you win 95, 100 ball games because of his versatility, and he does it all so very well.
He had some things to say about you today also when it was asked in the locker room before the ball game. I thought they were pretty cool.
First the 1-2 pitch to Kubel. Jason Kubel checked his swing. It's 2-2.
So you talked about quietly wanting your name up there, your number up there, and I'm sure you answered the question 100 times or more. What it's going to feel like when you see it. Was there anything close to it when you saw it?
Yeah, it was. I've been in this ballpark, 4 or 5 times since I retired, and I've looked down these lines, and I just, I see y'all's names, and it gives me chill bumps, even that when my name wasn't there. And my parents got in Wednesday night. They slept with a smile on their face for the last 48 hours, and it's just a tremendous honor for the Jones family. It's a testament to how hard we worked throughout my childhood to get to this point. And I think if I walked into this stadium every single day, like I told you today, if I walked in every single day and I saw it, I would get used to it. But because I'm not going to be walking in every day, it might be every 2 weeks or once a month. Every time I look up down there, it's gonna have special meaning. It's gonna bring a smile to my face, and it should.
Now, I know you were smiling. There are a lot of folks in the audience who were crying when your jersey was retired. If you had turned over your right shoulder, I bet you would have lost it.
I couldn't look at them, man. It was today during the luncheon. It was hard to, I made a point not to look at them because I knew my mom would be bawling, and when she starts bawling, or I see a tear in the eye of my father, it's Katie bar the door for me.
Cody Ross trying out for the hammer toss. Lost the handle. Need a little more pine tar. 2 balls and a strike.
That's as long a one as I've seen right there. That's a long way. And to keep it out of the stands.
Never figured that out.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know how people do that.
2 gloves.
I never did that in my entire career. I don't understand how it happens. You're supposed to grip that thing.
2 balls and a strike. Now 2-2. Tehran's dealing tonight. He's got good stuff. Already 3 strikeouts. Didi Gregorius, the shortstop, waits next. That's down the right field line. Long run for Hayward over near the stands, but he'll run out of room.
Of all the great things that and places you've played throughout your career, I'm sorry you didn't get to go to Kansas City with us. I mean, how about that?
Yeah, you figure 20 years in the big leagues and 15 years of interleague play, you get to play there at least once. So I guess I'm grateful that the All-Star game was there last year, so I did get to visit the stadium. I've heard a lot of great things about it, and you nailed it, with the Dodger Stadium of the American League. I mean, it's to a T. It's a beautiful place, with the exception of the fact that it sometimes peaks 100 degrees out there. What a picturesque place to play.
I ask you today, I'll ask for the folks at home who didn't hear that interview, but MVP, batting title, world championship, Silver Slugger awards, all-star things, and I asked you if there was anything left on the table that you didn't get, and you said
Gold Gloves.
Well, which we all agreed up here later was something that you should have gotten.
Well, I guess it's like a lot of things, in Major League Baseball, especially say all-star appearances and stuff like that. It can be a bit of a popularity contest at times, and however many times you make it on Sports Center, rolling over and making a play, it's those guys are going to get the nod. But I didn't think I deserved to be a perennial Gold Glover. I did think there were a couple years where I deserved some recognition for it. But you know what? If that's the worst thing that comes out of a 19-year career, I've had it pretty good.
Maybe if you played left field a little more, you would have won a couple, right?
I could throw some stuff up in the stands there, too. Tommy can attest.
Didi Gregorius is the hitter. And this kid's a sensational shortstop prospect. He, too, from Curacao, like Andrelton Simmons. As Tehran to the stretch for the second time tonight. We told the story about Gregorius when we saw the Dodgers. Andrelton Simmons and Kenley Jansen played on the same baseball team in Curacao. When Andrelton pitched, Kenley Jansen caught. And when Andrelton was on the mound, this kid was the shortstop.
I'll tell you what, Curaçao's they're coming up with some pretty good ball players. That's a new hotbed for Major League shortstop, center fielders. Like you say, Kenley Jansen was drafted as a catcher and is now the closer for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So it tells you what kind of arms they got down there. I think that play in Kansas City the other night where he kind of slid on the line drive and jumped up and threw to first base, that was impressive. I mean, you could hear the ball going across there on TV, and he's an awfully exciting shortstop, and the Diamondbacks appear to have the next new wizard at shortstop.
Runner goes. The pitch is strike. The throw to second. Not. Oh, it is in time. Apparently Ross came off the bag. A pop-up slide cost Cody Ross. He had the bag stolen. And the Braves kept the tag on, and it paid big dividends. Another heads-up play by Simmons. and Ross, and the Diamondbacks are out of luck in the second inning. Thank you very much. Chipper Jones will stick with us for another half inning. 1-0 Atlanta the lead.